Yo, what is up, guys? We're back. And this time it's actually just me. It's me doing a deck profile on my own deck. Ain't that something? And as you can see here, we have a deck that's been a long time coming. Invoked. Invoked Sky Striker specifically. But it still keeps a lot of the same theme. If you don't like the Sky Striker variant, I am going to discuss some things at the end of the video that I think you could change about this deck, so feel free to keep those in mind. Anyway, let's just start it out strong. We're just going to go. So moving this out of the way, we got our main deck. So I've organized this a little bit different this time. I think with deck profiles like these, it makes more sense to do it this way. But you guys can tell me what you think. We got 3 Alistair, the boy. You always just gotta play 3 of this card in every Invoke list, for sure. You just always want to try it. Play 2 Meltdown. I actually don't like this card at 3, but I can understand wanting to bump it up. It's just such a solid card, but at the same time, the problem with Alistair decks is you either draw too many Alistair or not enough Alistair. And drawing too many Alistair, in my opinion, is worse than drawing not enough Alistair. So, yeah, I think 2 is the right ratio. And you always want more Alistairs than Meltdowns, because drawing multiple Alistairs is not a brick. Drawing multiple Meltdowns is like the end of the world. So, 3 Invocation. I like this card at 3. I think it's very, very important in the Sky Striker matchup to have 3 of this card. Specifically that matchup, but other matchups it is important too, like randomly Trick Stars, because if one gets banished off Reincarnation, one gets banished off Desires, the last one is like, if you only play 2 at that point, it's like you're just fucked. But if you play the third one, you're still in the game. So I think this is very important in this deck to play 3 of it, and yeah, definitely. We got 1 Move Man. Oh, sorry, this is the end of the Invoked engine. Just how I organize this list. It's like it's just gonna be engine by engine. So for Mekk-Knights, we got 1 Move Man, 1 Red Moon. I think these are great one-ofs. I don't like yellow that much. This is kind of questionable. I only play 1 blue. This is actually a 49 card deck, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 49 cards. And I do play the 1 blue. I don't like opening multiples of this card, and I honestly am not a huge fan of Mekk-Knights in general in this deck. I know that sounds kind of weird. Mekk-Knight Invoked is like totally just the thing, but Mekk-Knights right now are just not super good in the meta. Like, Salamangreat's not really affected by them. And then Thunder Dragon is like whatever. And, well, they do put a lot of pressure on the Sky Striker deck. I think Blue Sky is definitely just the worst in that scenario to open against that deck specifically. So I only play 1 of him. He is amazing, don't get me wrong. Like, he puts in so much work, but this is just the best Mekk-Knight right here. Purple Nightfall. This is my boy right here. He does everything you want him to do. He protects himself, he protects other Mekk-Knights, he changes his zone, he gets himself off the field, he searches Blue Sky, and then Blue Sky obviously searches the other one. So I think purple is just the best one of any one that you can play. So definitely 3 of that one. I am playing Sky Strikers in this deck, as you guys saw, so we're playing 3 of the best Sky Striker card, 3 of the other best Sky Striker card. And to explain a little bit on this, this is like the main reason I'm playing the Sky Strikers. I think Widow Anchor is just so good right now. I'm also playing 3 Mind Control. I think that being able to steal your opponent's monsters and then link them away is really powerful right now against all the control decks. Like, against both Sky Striker and Salamangreat, being able to steal their links and then actually making your own links with them is very powerful. And then against Salamangreats, you can steal their link 2s, so that way you can make Boral Sword and just summon a Mekk-Knight and win. Like, that's all you need to do, really. So yeah, I think Widow Anchor is super strong right now. That's like what inspired me to build this version of the deck. along with a card in the side deck, which I will get to. Trust me, it's actually really spicy. I'm really happy I thought of it. We play a lot of one-ofs, so these three right here are pretty standard. I think Jamming Waves is insane in this format. Just if you're playing Sky Striker cards in general, you always want to be playing Jamming Waves because against Salamangreat, it's just so strong. It basically saying like you just target the roar and they have to negate it because, or I mean, they either negate the roar or they lose the roar and a monster. So they're negating this card pretty much. And then Area Zero, I do already play Terraforming for Magical Meltdown, obviously, and another card, which I'll get to in a second, but yeah, so Area Zero, very important. And we play one Ray, because Area Zero floats into Ray. Also, Jamming Waves can pop your Area Zero to then summon the Ray, which is pretty nice. I've honestly done that a lot with this version of the deck. 3 Twin. Control decks are really popular right now, both Sky Striker and Salamangreat. 3 Desires. I'm playing a 49 card deck again. Like I just could not find any room to cut anything. So it's just like this card is so good for digging and just getting to the pieces you want to see. 2 Terraforming. This searches both your field spells. If you open both, one really cool thing about this card in this version of the deck is that if you open Meltdown Terraforming, you're not just like, oh man, Terraforming's dead because you already have Meltdown. You can search Area Zero, and then you can so you would first activate Meltdown, search Alistair summon, get the invocation, and then you would use Area Zero targeting the Alistair, and then get a Sky Striker card, put the Alistair in grave, and then fuse it off from the graveyard. So it's just so much advantage now. Turning this dead card in your hand just because you play the Sky Striker engine into just such a powerful card. So definitely suggest playing this card. Playing 1 set rotation as well. So since you do play 2 field spells, it is nice to play this card as well as giving your opponent Area Zero as long as they're not playing Sky Striker themselves is really nice because that way you can destroy their Area Zero that you gave them and and summon Ray from deck for free. 3 Mind Control. Again, this card just breaks all the control decks right now. It's just so insane. I love this style of play where you just go second and steal other cards, blow up all their cards, steal all their cards. 1 Super Poly. Yeah. Card's just the nut. Pretty much against anything, even against the Salamangreat deck, even though it's a control deck, it still loses to this card because guess what? Violet Chimera. So yeah. 3 Veiler. I chose to play this over Impermanence just because I felt like I was lacking on lights. I felt like I cut down a little bit too much on the Mekk-Knight engine, so yeah. Veiler over Impermanence. I know it loses to Call by the Grave, but also you always need your Invocation to be live, so very nice. We got 3 Ash. Oh, sorry about the comments here, but I'll make up for it. We got Secret Ashes, okay? We got Secret Ashes. So, 3 Ash, makes Purgatrio, as well as just being the best hand trap ever printed. This card is insane. Never play a deck without Ash, honestly, unless it's like an insane combo deck, but whatever. 2 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre, just a great light hand trap. Specifically the reason I chose to play this card was because it was light. And if you play this deck, you know how important it is to draw light monsters. So, yeah, definitely Ghost Ogre, just super strong. And then 3 Evenly Matched. And I kind of just put these together because they're all just hand traps and powerful going second cards. And that's it for the main deck. That is 49 cards. I'm actually looking to cut it down. I might cut Evenly Matched down a little bit. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided. I need more testing, basically. And as well, I've been thinking about playing the new hand trap, Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. I thought about it, but I didn't test it, so I didn't put it in the video. Honestly, it seems really good with Invoked, being able to shuffle back the dead invocations and then prevent your Alistair from being targeted. I'll test it, and in the next deck profile, I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, perfect. We're playing a Obviously, we're playing Sky Strikers, so we play 2 Kagari, 1 Shizuku, 1 Hayate. This is the perfect number, because you need this sometimes so you can tag out their Shizuku into a Hayate, send your own not invocation, engage, then Kagari it back. And then Shizuku for when you only draw Sky Striker cards and you kind of break and you just need to draw. And you just need to search at the end phase. It's just a very solid, like, end turn link. For the Invoked part of the extra deck, we are playing 1 Alistair link because I definitely don't think you need more than 1, and this extra deck space is super tight. We're playing 1 Raijin, 1 Purg, and 2 Mekaba. Oh my gosh, wait. Did he just say he's playing secret Mekabas? If you watch my other deck profile, if you watch my other Invoked profiles, you know that I've always played super Mekabas, but guess what? I upgraded, okay? Thanks to Joel, the God. Yeah, check out his videos. He's a savage. He opens the worst boxes ever. I mean, the best boxes ever. So yeah, anyway, generic links, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Lance for Linkus. It's light, man. I don't know what else to say about this card. Unfortunately, I wish he was an effect monster. Just like, even if he had just a stupid effect, like when this card is link summoned, you can discard your entire hand. Because then he could make this card, because that would be nice. But anyway, I just wish he was an effect monster with some stupid effect, but he isn't. So, unfortunately, he cannot make Borosword. But yeah, Borosword, best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Other than Fernie Archfiend. And then 2 Super Poly targets. This one actually comes up a little bit more. You'll see why in the side deck. Alright. Now, getting into the side deck, we actually got some spice in here. So, I'm citing a lot of going second cards, obviously. It's Invoked. Like, were you ever really trying to go first? Especially with 49 cards. Are you really trying to see your 49 card side deck going first? Anyway. 3 Lancia. This card is just so stupid right now. I cannot even, like, emphasize more how stupid this card is. Like, you draw this against the Orcus deck or the Thunder deck, or really that's it. But really anything that runs like Thunder cards or Phantom Knight cards or both, you're just like, yeah, put it Lancia, dude. And they can't Azathoth you, man. It's amazing, yeah. What a great card. 3 Pankratops. Again, don't get Lancia'd. Yeah, but this card is just super strong. It really just allows you to play the game sometimes, and as well as just being huge. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's a Cyber Dragon that also destroys a card on the field, that also has 500 more attack. Like, Jesus, man. What more could you want from a card? It's just so insane. I love Pankratops right now. So I'm playing a few more generic hand traps. We have the 3rd Ogre, and then 3 little boys with a bird. Droll unlock. Droll is nice because he can actually turn into Raijin, which is one of the reasons I'm playing Raijin. Raijin also can use Hayate, which I am playing. So there, yeah. And then Ogre, obviously, is just a light. And in some matchups, you really need the 3rd Ogre. Like, no lie. Like, you really need the 3rd Ogre. Specifically, the Sky Tracker matchup is just, like, so hard without the 3rd Ogre. So, yeah. Definitely those. Alright. And then, lastly, we got 3. Oh my gosh, count them 3. This card, okay, is so gosh darn insane, dude. I like, like, I cannot emphasize this enough, how stupid this card is. And a lot of people will be like, dude, like, why? They're just gonna roar it, and you're like, no, man. Meltdown says, okay, here, I'll let you read Meltdown real quick. It says, the activation of your cards and effects that includes the effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. So here's the thing. if you activate Meltdown, let's say you open... Okay, let's move these aside for a sec. Let's say you open these in your opening hand, right? You activate Meltdown, searching for Alistair. Now, their board is... Let's see, what's the stereotypical board? It's fucking the Sunlight Wolf with a Jackal underneath, and then the horse to the other side of it. You activate Meltdown, you search Alistair. Unless they're just totally brain dead, they're not going to flip their roar there, you know? Like, who would roar this card, right? And then, right after that, you go Fusion of Fire. So, Fusion of Fire fuses their monsters, because this card can fuse from either side of the field. Fusion of Fire fuses their monsters, and they cannot negate the activation. So even if they activate Salamangreat Great Roar, it will not be negated. And the funny thing is, they can still even activate it. It doesn't say they can't activate the card. So even if they do activate it, this is just not negated. So not only will you get rid of their board at that point, you'll also get rid of their trap card. So yeah, Meltdown plus Fusion of Fire is just the nuts. And since Violet Chimera is actually just like the hugest monster ever, just because of its effect, you will probably just kill them that turn. So that's amazing. The last two cards from my side deck are actually kind of memey, but whatever. Witch's Strike. So while I was building this side deck, I kind of realized that I had a bad matchup versus like the super control decks, like Guru and Altergeist. I was like, what can I play? And I was like, Red Reboot? And then I was like, nah, that's not spicy enough, dude. That's not spicy enough for this deck profile. So I thought, gotta be Witch's Strike. And honestly, in one of my testing games, I did pull this off, and it was insane. So yeah. This is a really cool card, because when you're forced to go first, you can just side it in against those control decks, and they don't see it coming. It also kind of works against Pendulum, too. Like, just thinking about it, you know, they make the Vortex Dragon, they try to bounce your monster. You chain Mechaba's effect to negate it, and then they negate it, and like, bam! And at that point, I really don't see any way you're losing that match. So, anyway. That is it for the deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.